Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Fabulous Feature Friday. This is Susan Buck. I'm your host for this weekly event, and I'm delighted to have you with us today because you're going to hear from this wonderful musician, Miss Nedi. Nedi, I am so delighted you're with us today. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
This is so cool. So I want to read an introduction so people have a chance to get to know you, Nedi. I know you'll be interacting with them throughout the week in the Facebook group, but I think it's important that we have this intro initially so that they can understand a bit of who you are and what you're all about. So I love your first question in the intro is, wondering if the world will ever know about your work? Wondering where your audience is? Nedi is a singer, songwriter, and composer who has played on radio and television and concert venues on 3 continents and now enjoys a worldwide following with the development of her reverse touring strategy, which we'll talk more about. Nedi gives concerts and broadcasts them live worldwide. She believes that any creative person can find success in the new electronically connected world. So welcome, Nedi. Delighted you're with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What I'd love to start with is reverse touring strategy. Please tell me how that came into being.
Well, I stay in one place and people watch from all over the world. And there are several ways to do that now through YouTube or Google or Facebook. And I've done this 6 times and people have watched from 25 countries. Some people even stay up late in Pakistan or New Zealand or Sweden. And so I've found fans in the most unlikely places.
That's marvelous. So for example, what is one unlikely place?
Pakistan.
Iceland?
Pakistan.
Oh, Pakistan. Iceland perhaps too.
I do have one person that tunes in from Iceland, but I have 1,500 that come from Pakistan, and I didn't know Pakistan. I didn't know where it was. Oh, this is going to go out, and then they're going to know that I didn't know where it was.
You know, the beauty of these broadcasts, Nedi, is that this is an opportunity for us to be 100% authentically ourselves and not always have everything perfect. So I'm delighted that you just showed some of your humanness. So thank you.
Okay.
Make it easier for all of us.
Okay, that's certainly true.
So I have my first question for you is, why do you do what you do?
I think artists almost don't have a choice. They see things differently. They need to express themselves, whether it's visually or through drama or through music. The feedback that I've had from people has been that there's an uplifting quality, meaningfulness to my songs, and my songs come from, I don't know if that's vain to say, my songs reflect my hope for the world and my humor about the current situation. And I think that you don't get to a hopeful future without humor in the current situation. So I guess to sum it up, I love sharing hope and humor.
Wonderful. Both beautiful gifts to be shared. And yes, the world needs both, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm curious, Nedi, what has changed for musicians primarily, but also for you and for other artists, say today versus 10 or 15 or 20 years ago?
Oh, it's great. It's a flat world, not in the sense that the world is flat, but that there's democracy. You can go straight to your fans. In music, there's 5 or 6 big companies, and waiting to get discovered by the big company who's going to put money behind your promotion, you know, that's really, the odds are against it. But anybody with a unique voice finds the people that they can connect with through an internet presence, and you don't have to be big. You need, they say 1,000 loyal fans. If you have 1,000 fans that are willing to purchase $30 of merchandise a year, you have a living. So it's a fantastic democratic world in that sense. You don't have to buy a storefront if you're a visual artist. You don't have to get discovered. by Paramount or Universal movie studios. You can put out your own videos. So you really have a chance to go right to the audience and build an audience. It's fantastic. Everything's changed for artists of all kinds.
It is, and also what you alluded to earlier with your reverse touring strategy is, it sounds to me like that you are definitely taking charge of your business. You're taking on the CE role of it rather than having your business run you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm in charge. I make all the decisions. I make the artistic decisions, and I do it to suit my life. I've done 8 of these concerts, no, 9. And I've done 2 of them as house concerts, one for the mayor of Orange. I don't know. Are you in Southern California?
I am. I'm in Orange County.
Oh, then you know Orange. And another one in Lake Forest. But I can set up in my music studio and bring in my band. I have a band, Nedi and the Network. And Network refers to this. Oh, look at this. These are my Facebook friends everywhere.
Oh my.
So Facebook is the main way I do it. I have been on Twitter too, but Facebook is where I've cultivated my audience.
You know, and it's so important for entrepreneurs today to know their audience, know where they are, know what their preferences are, so that we can show up where they're already gathered. So to hear you say that Facebook is where your tribe is, that's where your fans are, and to know that and to be able to show up there consistently, that gives you tremendous visibility.
Yeah, and I get to share myself as a whole authentic person. I don't have to just be perfect, like you said, or just be a musician. I can share my hope and humor in my posts, and I don't have to be perfect. I can tell about my car crash, or I can tell what I'm frustrated with. And it gets people to know you, like you, trust you, the know, like, trust, and also
Yes.
to buy into you. Because when they listen to an artist or when they buy from an artist, they want to feel some kind of connection.
It's the relationship, isn't it?
You have to cultivate that relationship. You have to care. And you know, Taylor Swift answers her fan mail. The Beatles in the beginning, they made great efforts to answer their fan mail. It really matters.
It does, and I'm often reminded of the words of wisdom I heard early on when I started my business, which is in 2001, and the mentor that I was working with at the time said, never forget that your clients are not out there waiting for you. You need to show up where they already are.
Oh.
So I've heard that over and over again, not only in the voice that was originally shared with me, but also now in my own mind. That's become my mantra, that they're not waiting for us. Granted, they might need what we have to offer, but they are going to find it somewhere. So it's our responsibility to go where they already are, to provide the solution, the relief from pain that they're seeking. And that's been a huge foundation of which I've built my business, is to go where they already are and to meet them where they are. So I love what you're saying about the humor and the hope, and meeting them where they are and then giving them what they need.
I like what you do too. I saw your 4 points, your video about the 4 points, and I thought it was just excellent. It was a
Thank you.
real recipe for success.
Thank you. What have you learned the hard way? That's a great question, isn't it?
Put me on the spot. To ask for help. And I got some help from Joan Friedlander, as you know, in organizing time. I've had health challenges, and I needed to organize around my health challenges. I also have an autistic son, and I like to stay close by. So there's the desire to do it yourself and say it's all yourself, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. whether it's an internal struggle, sometimes artists don't want to be visible or don't think they're good enough, whether it's a technical struggle. They know me at the Apple store by name because I take my down and say, this isn't quite working. My bandmates, I just had to put myself out there with an artistic identity and admit that I couldn't do it all. So it took a while for me to learn to ask for help.
Now, I hear that so often from clients. Most of my clients are women, and for whatever reason, it's so difficult for us to ask for help, whether we see it as a sign of weakness or less than, or any combination of things. But consistently, I hear that from my clients, that it's just really painful to ask for help, to admit that we can't do it on our own.
You know, there's something else that I learned the hard way. Can I answer your question twice?
Of course.
You don't have to be in a good mood to be working on your dream.
You repeat that, please.
You don't have to be in a good mood to be working on your dream.
That's a tweetable right there.
You can be having a crummy day and then just put in the grunt work. Just do what you can do on that day. And it's handy. The organized artist companies suggest having a list of things that you could do in 15 minutes for those crummy days. It's like, well, at least I could buy that, or I could contact that person. If you're not feeling brave enough to contact, maybe you organize your material or something like that. So you can keep working, and then that makes you feel better.
Yes.
If you're down, oh, I got something done on my big dream.
So you've accomplished something, and it also keeps your dream alive, don't you think?
That's so important. It's really makes you happy to see meaningful progress.
For many of us, certainly the followers in our group, Nedi, most of them have a home-based business. So I call them solopreneurs because they spend much of their time alone during the day. And in that vacuum of our own energy, of our own thinking, of our own space, sometimes it's challenging to find the motivation to have the big breakthrough thought, because we're just so almost overwhelmed with the everyday minutia of the things that need to be done as a business owner, as a homeowner, as a person in a relationship, as a parent, as, you know, the list goes on and on. Right. So in that alone space, where do you find your motivation, your energy, your flow?
I actually have kept a stack of fan letters, even Facebook comments that helped my heart. And there's over 700 pages, over 700 pages. So I've stopped printing them out now, but I know it's there to remind me that someone said, oh, I was going through a difficult relationship and you nailed it in that heartbreak song, or other inspirations. I wrote an anthem for autism called Not a One of Us. And certainly there's people that meant something special to, parents of people with autism. And I'm happy to connect with people in, not just in nonprofits, but to be a go-giver, to connect with people. I have something to offer you. Would you like me to share a song at your event? That's something unique that musicians can do, but artists can also connect with people in the beginning with some kind of giving or exchange.
It's the sharing the gifts. Each person has a very unique gift, in my opinion, and the world needs the unique gift that we have to offer. It's sometimes pretty scary to do that. And you alluded to that earlier, whether you don't think it's perfect or it's not quite ready or it's whatever it is, we're reluctant to put it out there when in fact it might be exactly what somebody else needs to hear.
Yeah. And you know what? It's so good that you have that Facebook group. People can come and they can see where other people are, and maybe it's a day with tedium, or maybe they're having a little bit of an internal block. Maybe they need some practical advice like those 4 steps you gave. So that's a way not to be alone, your Facebook group.
And that's exactly why I created it, Nedi, is I wanted to have a community where it was a safe place to come and talk about what was going on in your life or in your business, because I don't think that we are very effective at separating the two.
True.
We are who we are, and that person is both business and home, and we bring it all to the table. I think that's, as a human being, actually it's a benefit that we can bring and integrate both aspects of our life, or perhaps there's more than two, into the completeness and the wholeness that we bring to the table.
That's part of our uniqueness.
It is. So how do you define success?
This is important. A lot of people are going backwards. They think that when they get successful, they'll be happy. But it's happiness that is success. And I also learned this with my autistic son. When you can help a life be happy, what more could you want? What more could you?
Wow.
And so
that touched me. Whew.
We get trained in school that we're going to get the best grades and we're going to go to the Ivy League school and stuff like that, and then we'll be happy. That's not it. You can go straight to happiness. And I like what you said about the solopreneur adapting their business to their life. That's very important too. A lot of people out there helping solopreneurs are so rah-rah. They're so like, and then you do this, and you do that, and you do this, and the millions come in, and it's almost like those multi-level marketing things that are so hyped up.
Right.
I don't think that fits a lot of women, and certainly not a lot of women with children. And I can understand why you could take a course like that and feel, well, I can't do all that. I can't put in 8 hours a day to that. So the last 9 concerts I've done from here, from Southern California, and invited the world to watch through my social media.
I love that. I love that. That is so aligned with your natural flow. So you're doing your gifts, your uniqueness, your talents in a way that is easy and it flows for you. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine then that feels like you are being successful.
Absolutely. I settled into what's right for me. What's right for me. And I've had friends with gold records and touring and stuff like that. It just eats you up. Just eats you up. There's nothing else. And they try and figure out who they are and what kind of life they want to have after the fame. Because while that's going on, nothing else is going on.
That's right.
So.
And our business can be much the same. It can literally devour us if we allow that to happen. And that's why I'm such a proponent of boundaries and being respectful, not only having us respect the boundaries that we set, but also requesting that others respect the boundaries that we set so that we can have a life. And as I say in my mantra, that you can have a business and a life you love. Yes, you can have both.
That's great.
It's not a choice. You don't have to choose.
That's good. Good to know.
I can't believe how fast our time has gone, Nedi. I would love for you to share some advice for the viewers today. What would you advise them?
I had something pithy to say, but it's gone. I think that they should find their absolute uniqueness, not copy or learn. Find out what it is that they particularly have to say, and because that's what the world needs, what nobody else has.
It needs their message, just like you use music to convey your message.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As a solopreneur, as a person who has traveled the world and is now doing tours, I'll say remotely. I love this reverse strategy. Is there a difference in the satisfaction that you feel between the two?
There's a difference in the exhaustion level. I won't put up with exhaustion anymore.
I'm with you there.
And I've done some of the things that people strive for, the television and the radio and the autographs and the flower bouquets this big and, stalker. And that's enough of that. And so I'd rather be in more control. I'm not afraid of the other, but this works for me. And there are 4 times in my career that things could have gone very big, and I made the choice to be with my kids. I do not regret that choice.
Oh,
We're good friends, and it's a lovely family I have.
so important. Family is, yes, so important. And we sacrifice for them as they sacrifice for us. That's the relationship.
True. But I would not have been happy away from my kids more.
And fortunately, you recognized that, Nedi, and you honored it instead of talking yourself out of it.
Right. This group thing. There are people like Stevie Nicks who have had a career and say, my great heartbreak is that I didn't have children. Not me.
Good for you. Great. Well, I know that you have a very generous, actually 3 gifts, 3 options that you're sharing with our viewers today. Please tell us about this.
Okay. My website is Nedi Sings. And I have to spell Nedi because there are so many ways you could spell it. Nedi is very simply Nedi, not Ti. I'm not a Yeti. I'm a Nedi. And my website is nedisings.com. And with the promo code, there's a place for a promo code. You put in my name again, Nedi, Nedi, and you can download a song for free. And all of the songs, there's 13 on there right now. You can listen in totality, not just a snippet. See if you like them. And there are some very lovely songs, if I say so myself. What I do is folk rock or soft rock, and it has some world influences. So if you like Cat Stevens or Sarah McLachlan, I've been compared to Tracy Chapman, and I would love to be compared to Joni Mitchell and Donovan. It's that kind of thing, but you listen because I think I have something unique to say.
I have no doubt. I'll definitely be listening. And we will be posting the URL in with your video, Nedi, so people can just click on the link and go right there, which is terrific. I so enjoyed your time today. I love your heart and the space that you're coming from. And I really am grateful that you're one of the members of our Facebook group, because you are the exemplification of what makes this a community.
Thank you so much for the encouragement and for what you do. It's been a pleasure, Susan.
I look forward to next time. And until next week, please share your gifts with the world as Nedi has so generously, because the world needs the gift that only you can give.
Thank you so much.
Bye for now.